need to defend the blue, not defund the blue, right? Unbelievable. So, why am I running for office? What happened, right? That wasn't my childhood dream, to be a politician. Who has that childhood dream, right? I don't know, maybe some people. But that was not my childhood dream. I was living my childhood dream. But a series of events started happening in my life starting in 2018. You remember that anti-gun initiative that passed in this state? It made it against the law for military-age young adults 18 to 21. They could not buy a semi-automatic rifle, even a 10-22 pointer rifle that most people learn how to shoot with, right? My grandkids learned how to shoot with that. My sons as well. It made it against the law. And I knew that it was unconstitutional. I was asked the day after that passed if I was going to start arresting 18 to 21-year-olds who I saw with a semi-automatic rifle. And my answer to the people that asked me that, the citizens of the Republic, was no, I'm not going to do that because it would violate their God-given constitutionally protected rights. And I took an oath of office to uphold and defend the Constitution. And that oath is not something that I take lightly. You know, you raise your right hand and you swear an oath. That's a promise before God, right? So many politicians do that and they don't even know what they're swearing to, and they turn right around and forget about it the next day or within minutes. That's something I took seriously. You know, we all know what the Second Amendment says, right? But the Washington State Constitution is even more explicit than the federal Constitution. Article 1, Section 24 says that the right of the individual citizen to bear arms in defense of himself or the state shall not be impaired. That's pretty clear, right? I'm still wondering if Jay Inslee took my advice in the debate and had his grandkids read it to him. You guys saw the debate, right? You guys are awesome. So, I knew I was not going to arrest 18 to 21-year-olds because, you know, like I said, that violates their constitutional rights. And that stance, believe it or not, got me on the national news. I didn't know that it would be an anomaly for a public servant to stand up and say, no, I took an oath, I promised, and it says right here in the Constitution that that's what I swore an oath to, and I'm, not going to do that. I didn't know that would be an anomaly and get me on the national news. But I did hundreds of radio and newspaper interviews all across this nation. And I was on Fox and Friends and the Tucker Carlson show. Yeah, we like Tucker Carlson, right? Now there's some common sense. I had no idea that was going to happen, but it did. And that led me to writing a book in December of 2018. I wrote a book called Loren Culp. And that book went to #1 on Amazon in multiple categories, and it was a #1 best-selling book on the Hot 100 New Books list for weeks. That led me to being invited around the state to speak at Republican Party Lincoln Day dinners and sportsman shows to groups of citizens about our rights and responsibilities, and the responsibility of our public servants to stand up for citizens' rights. Article 1, Section 1 of the Washington State Constitution says that the power is inherent in the people and government is there to protect citizens' rights. Is that powerful or what? That's the very first thing that the founders of Washington State decided to write in the rule book for our government, which the Constitution is. That's the very first thing they thought of. The power is inherent in the people and government is there to protect their rights. That's amazing. So I knew that it was my responsibility to stand up for citizens. But I traveled around this state.